Bhagwanti Education Center Degree College, Mandana Bittur Road, Kanpur. Hello everyone. My name is Rupali Gupta and I welcome you from Bhagwanti Education Center Degree College, Mandana, Kanpur. Today I am going to discuss about the subject economics, and I started with the introduction of economics. Introduction of economics. What is economics all about? When we talk about the word economics, the first thing that comes to our mind may be stock market, investment, or something relating to money. So, economics is for everyone. Some of the portion of economics is related to finance, but I want to tell you that economics is very much different from all these, and it is very interesting subject also. So, if we talk about the meaning of economics, economics starts with the word scarcity, which means shortage, and this shortage is related to our resources. Our wants are unlimited and resources are limited, and we cannot fulfill all of our unlimited wants with these limited resources. People never get enough. We always want or need more. The basic economic problem we all face is scarcity. So, economics can be defined as a best way to utilize or allocate the scarce resources to satisfy maximum number of wants. Economics is a Greek word, comprises okios and nomia, that is oikonomia, meaning household things. Economics was first defined by famous economist Adam Smith, also known as father of modern economics. He categorized economics as science of wealth in his famous book The Wealth of Nations. The book was published in 1776. What is an economy? An economy is that structure in which various economic activities related to agriculture, industries, banking, insurance, and communications are performed. These economic activities result into production of goods and services on one hand and generate opportunities of employment and livelihood on the other hand. An economy is a social organism through which people make their living. It is constituted of all those individuals, households, farms, firms, factories, banks, and government which act and interact to produce and consume goods and services. Individuals and households put their resources like land, labor, capital, and skill to one or more of their alternative uses and make their living. Firms buy factors of production and organize them in the process of production to produce goods and services and to sell them to their ultimate users. Now we talk about the structure of an economy. An economy can be comprises of three sectors, namely primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. In primary sectors, basic production like agriculture, forestry, mining, fishery, etc. are come. In secondary sector, production of goods and services are come. In this sector, industries, manufacturing, construction, craft related activities are come. In third type of sector, that is tertiary sector or service sector, all type of services like trade, banks, transport, education, culture, health, hospitality, and all other services are come. Now, if we classify different type of economies on different basis, the first base for classification is per capita income. On per capita income basis, economies can be classified into high income, middle income, or low income economies. On the basis of development, economies can be defined or classified as underdeveloped countries, developing countries, and developed countries. On the basis of broadness of countries, advanced countries, communist countries, and underdeveloped countries are come. Now, economies can be also divided on the basis of capitalism, socialism, and mixed type of economies. Under capitalism, all farms, factories, and other means of production are the property of private individuals and firms. They are free to use them with a view to make profit. Everybody is free to take up any line of production he likes and is free to enter into any contract with the other fellow citizens for his profit. In socialist economy, socialism implies social ownership of means of production. It implies equality of incomes and equality of opportunities for all. The major instruments of production are under the control of state, so that economy is run for social benefit rather than private benefit. In socialist economy, all economic activities are centrally planned, controlled, and regulated by state. There is only a little space for competition in the socialist economy. The motivating power of economic activities under socialism is social welfare and not for private profit. It provides social security to all citizens. In mixed type of economy like India is neither capitalism nor pure socialism. In this system, we find the characteristics both of capitalism and socialism. The mixed economy tries to avoid the two extremes of pure capitalism and pure socialism. It takes a middle path between capitalism and socialism.